The Best Investigative Reporting Award is sponsored by Michael Serrell, and it's been won by C.J. Chivers of the New York Times for Secret Casualties. The series established a pattern of secrecy by the U.S. military for hiding from its own soldiers dangerous contaminations from chemical munitions. Here from his home in Rhode Island is C.J. Chivers, and we have a citation. It goes to Desmond Butler, Alberto Arch, Andrea Rodriguez, and Michael Weinstein of the Associated Press for America's Secret Cuban Twitter.
So it's always acutely humbling to be with a crowd like this one, and more so to win an award after seeing all the other work on the board and knowing what follows. And I'm going to break the first rule. I'm going to thank Michael Serrell for underwriting this award, because it gives me the chance for a brief Jeremiad that you're all going to have to suffer through. We thought we were working on a story about chemical weapons and old stocks that had been left behind from the Iran-Iraq War and that were wounding Iraqis and wounding American soldiers in very peculiar ways. It wasn't the biggest story in the world. It certainly was interesting. It was a chapter of the war that wasn't understood. We found, as we started to report it, that what we were really writing about was the perils of secrecy, the habits of secrecy under which our own government's doctors were not aware that our soldiers were being exposed to these weapons and were at times turning them away when they came for care. Soldiers going down roads in which previous chemical munitions had been used and explosive devices were not being told that happened. Soldiers who in some cases had to handle the weapons were not alerted that the weapons were out and about in the battlefield. As we reported it, we found repeatedly obstacles that our government was presenting for us. It included threats against sources to have their security clearances revoked. Merely mentioning the name, the title of certain chemical weapons records that we were seeking led for one colonel to be taken out of his office and have his computer zapped, because even the name of the document was considered to be beyond public discussion. I had other sources who were just, dressed down, told not to talk to me. This is a climate of fear and intimidation, and it's a habit of secrecy. And what it created really, and what everyone here I know stands against, and a lot of the work we've seen today and that we'll see in the future is about this, what it created was essentially a criminalization of discussing the truth, even by the people most affected by that truth. I worked for a place that let me for 2 years between all my trips overseas pick away at this until we found some brave people who were willing in an aggregate to come together and break the rules and tell the truth and talk about what happened. And this is really their award, it's not mine. It's the editors who let me patiently work on this, and it's the people who came forward and broke these rules. We like to think it's Uzbekistan that acts like that, but you're in a country that does too. Thank you.